feeling compelled to reflect on this insight that was shared on the Sacred Thomas podcast by Alexi and Preston. I don't know their last names, but yeah. And I can't help but think about the mountain metaphor that was used. And the podcast episode was a podcast on how modern relationships fail, and essentially how to deepen into conscious, healthy, like really healthy, conscious relationships with other, and when thinking of relationships with other, obviously thinking of relationships with yourself, right? And so I am in this season of summiting my own relationship with self, my own mountaintop. I feel like I'm currently peaking in relationship with myself. And it's such a beautiful, glorious experience. And what this metaphor reminded me of is the power in knowing, who these relationships are for, in knowing our intents and our purposes for summiting whatever mountain we are on, right? And so the metaphor that was used, I believe it was by Preston, it calls us in to examine, who are we summiting this mountain for? When we get to the top of any mountain, whatever mountain it is that we are climbing, whether it be a relationship with self or with other, whether it be an accomplishment, whether it be a goal or a project, whatever we are summiting, once we get to the top of that summit, who is it that we summited that mountain for? When we get to the top of the mountain, do we show off the summit and the view to everyone else, to show them, like, oh, look, here's where I am, this is what I've done, da 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 da. And it's definitely something that I've done in the past, for sure. Guilty as charged. But also on the other side of that spectrum is like, are we summiting it for ourselves? Are we summiting this mountain, this project, this relationship, whatever, because we want to see, we want to experience the beauty that experience brings? And I think that is really, really beautiful about where I'm currently at in life, because I feel like I'm summiting my own mountain. I feel like I am peaking within my own relationship to self. And it feels like, for the first time in my life, I'm not doing it for anyone else except for me. Jester agrees. Yes, honey. I've been sharing bits and pieces of my relationship with self, and more publicly with others, and on social media and whatnot. But my following is low, and my engagement is low, and I don't care, because for the first time ever in my life, I'm not sharing to social media because I want a like. I'm not sharing to social media. I'm not sharing with people in my community because I want them to validate me, or to accept me, or to understand or anchor into my perspective and my way of being and my reality. That's not why I'm sharing. And this is one of probably the first time in my life I have sought external validation for so long. For so long. And I know that we all do, but I think a part of my experience with autism too is that like that feels like a core, like a very core tenet. Like the way that rejection sensitivity dysphoria has affected me in the past is that I would stay small, I would keep my mouth closed, I would keep my expression limited because I was fearful or anxious or intimidated or uncomfortable with what other people would think, how they would perceive me. And I've been moving to a place recently, certainly over the past decade, but it feels like so much more rapidly right now. I've been moving to a place where I don't give a funk about that. I mean, I'm not at my end goal. There's definitely times where I still hold myself back because I there's a part of me that doesn't want to feel how others are going to perceive me, but I feel like most of my experience, most of my being right now just doesn't give a funk about that. And it feels really good to be here. And I feel very grateful. And I know that I have not been doing this work alone, even if it feels like I've been doing this work alone. I feel each and every bit of compassion and love and patience and understanding that has been poured into me by friends and family throughout the years. I feel it, and I feel so nourished and supported by it, even if we are not directly in contact these days. And for all of it, I am so, so, so grateful. Agimenak.